Hi, welcome to My Mom Thinks I'm Cool, a channel made by and for pop culture misfits who still love physical media. It is the month of October, and I have already started dipping into my October feature films that I like to get into the mood of the season. I tend to enjoy films that are more atmospheric and classic horror films as opposed to newer ones, and I just wanted to share what I've been watching so far. I'm sure I will do another update video when the month is closer to the end, but here's what I've been watching so far. So I kicked off the October season with watching Encounter of the Spooky Kind and also Mr. Vampire, and both of these films are out from Eureka, but I ordered them from Orbit DVD online, and I loved both of them. I hadn't seen either before, and I loved the mixing of vampire film with martial arts and also comedy. I also really enjoyed just a different take on the character of a vampire and looking at the folklore beliefs that are in China that have to do with vampires, and also really enjoyed the depiction of Taoist magic within these films. So I highly recommend them, Mr. Vampire and Encounter of the Spooky Kind, and they will definitely be making it into my rounds of films that I really like to return to during the month of October. Next up is one that I have seen before, and I just find it to be a lot of fun. It is the witch romantic comedy, I Married a Witch. And I have this Criterion Blu-ray, which I got during the last 50% off sale, even though I had previously seen the film on TCM. I just find it a really fun, silly take on the character of the witch, and like to have a little bit of that romantic comedy vibe thrown in during Halloween viewing. After that, I've been really getting into the Universal classic horror films and characters, and this year I'm starting it all off with focusing in on the Wolfman and have this collection of films. So far, I've watched Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, and She-Wolf of London. I'm sharing a rewatching of the classic Wolfman for the end, and I've really enjoyed just watching these werewolf films. I really like the character of the werewolf because there's always, he's a sympathetic character, you know, they're that torn between who he is when he's human and then when they become a werewolf. And I really think that Lon Chaney Jr. does such an amazing job of making the werewolf a sympathetic character. And I've really enjoyed the film so far. She-Wolf of London, I think, is one that a lot of people don't like as much because it's not really so much a werewolf film as a psychological murder mystery. But I enjoyed it, and I really did like the female leads within the film and the take it took with this werewolf tale. So overall, really enjoying these, and we'll be watching more as October continues. Next, I was getting into the Halloween season with some Vincent Price and started with Indicators edition of The Mad Magician. And Vincent Price here is playing an illusionist who comes up with really wonderful tricks to do on a stage, but he's not getting the recognition he deserves for coming up with the tricks and decides to start to seek some revenge. And as always, Vincent Price was a lot of fun in that. And I followed up last night with watching The Comedy of Terrors. This is the Kino Lorber Blu-ray edition, and it has Vincent Price, Peter Lorre, Boris Karloff, and Basil Rathbone, and it is a zany comedy that has a horror twist and is just, I found it a lot of fun. I enjoyed the kitschy, zany comedic effect of the film, but I will say that my honey bunny watched it with me and was not as much of a fan of the zany comedy, so I guess it all depends on your taste. I felt that Vincent Price was having a lot of fun in this film, especially playing with his dialogue, so I had a lot of fun with it. What about you? Have you seen it? Do you enjoy it? And what are you watching during October? Thanks so much for spending time with My Mom Thinks I'm Cool.